Hello and welcome to episode 15 of the Allotment Diaries. As always, if you are old here, new here, welcome. Thank you for joining me this week. Well, isn't it a lovely sunny day? We've gone from snow and minus whatever 15 degree weather to 21 degree plus sunshine and blue skies, so I can't really complain. Everything has kind of burst into life at the moment at the plot. My tulips have burst into colour, which I'm really happy about, so I'll show you those later. The apple tree and the fig tree are starting to blossom now, which is really good. All the birds are kind of hurrying around feverishly, trying to sort their nests out and pairing up and what have you, so the trees are a hive of activity. The blue tits, I've managed to get some footage of the blue tits actually going into the little birdhouse on the side of the shed with their bits and pieces to make their nest, so I'll pop that in at some point in this video. All the sparrows are going crazy for all the seed. They're eating me out of, not quite out of house and home, but they are costing me a fair bit of money at the moment, but I'm more than happy to give them food to make sure that they're well fed and got the energy for the coming breeding months. So yeah, this afternoon I'm not going to be doing anything too outrageous because it is quite warm and there isn't as much of a breeze as there was yesterday, but I'll run you through a few bits and pieces that I've been up to, and I think we'll just potter around and enjoy the sunshine, so let's get cracking. So in the shed, it's still looking relatively tidy. I mean, we've got a pile of stuff down here. The guy in the plot next to us, I can't remember his name, but he very graciously gave us a load of his rhubarb as well, which is massive. I don't think the picture does it justice really. It looks really, really nice, so I'm looking forward to tucking into that at some point soon. But over here, we brought up a potting bench. We got it from Aldi, I think it was. It's about 30 quid, so it's not, you know, it's not the most expensive thing, and it may not be the most sturdiest of things, but in the interim period before I get all the sort of shelving bits up here and the replacement shelf along this bit here, I think it'll have to do, and it'll be a nice addition, and I'm sure I'm not going to be, heavy-handed with it, so it should be relatively okay. So yeah, looking forward to getting that put up in the next week or so. So outside of the shed, I've given the window frames a couple of licks of paint just to tidy them up a bit. I mean, it wasn't going to be an expert paint job and I wasn't expecting it to be perfect, as you can tell by all the paint that I've spilled down the side, but it looks a lot better than the horrible yellow colour that was there before. So pleased with how that's turned out. I've put the hanging baskets up for now. I'm waiting for my lobelia to come. I think it's due the middle of May, so I've just been putting these up just to make sure that everything is kind of going to be able to fit and not be bunched up or anything like that. So I've been doing that. This will need another couple of coats of paint in the next couple of weeks because it's starting to look grubby, and obviously I've got the white paint on there as well, which needs to be kind of gotten rid of. And a little tulip update, they have completely exploded into colour. Really super happy with that. And it seems, I know in the previous video I was saying how I didn't think that the colours were the same as the ones that I bought in Amsterdam. The reddy ones are certainly not the colours that I bought. Excuse me. They were meant to be a kind of light purple, sort of lilac-y colour. And then I said that I had some dark purple, almost black ones. Well, these have kind of shot up in the past sort of week or so. And if I can just gently prise that open, I don't know if you can see that very well, but it is definitely a dark purple. So 1 out of 2 packets isn't bad. So yeah, super pleased that those have come out as well, so I can't wait for the burst of colour from them. This one over here seems to be doing a lot better than that one. The majority, if you excuse my shadow, is the reddy orangey colour. I'm not quite sure, is it a coral, like a coral pinky? I don't know, but it's pretty all the same. And I've noticed that a couple of these new ones coming in are the dark purple as well, so at least I'll get one of the two purple colours for the tulips. But yeah, super happy that they've been flowering and budding and enjoying the sunshine. So in the raised beds over here, we've actually started planting stuff now. So we've got some cabbages along this one, and then over here we have what is this one? Little gems. So we've got some little gem lettuces on here, and then at the back over there we've got some pea shoots, so that should be interesting. I don't think I've ever eaten pea shoots before, so it'll be interesting to see, one, how they grow in here, and two, what they actually taste like. And then over here, oh, it's got really hot now. Whew. We have my herb and sort of tea herb raised bed. It's a plastic kind of contraption with just metal rods that you kind of put into these plastic bits, all really easy to put up. I got it from eBay, I think it was about £10, but this will be perfect for all the little herbs that I want to grow. So we've put some compost in there at the moment just to stabilise it, because it's so light the wind could possibly blow it away. So we've stabilised it, dug it into the ground a bit, and then we just need to get some more compost and manure in there, and that's good to go. And then to the wildflower section, I've put some, my shadow's in the way now, brilliant. I've got some French lavender I got from a fruit and veg shop just up the road from where I live, so I thought I'd try that, because I've had some lavender from there before and it grew really well. So now that I actually have a place to put it properly, because I had a balcony flat, so it was kind of on the balcony, but now that I've got a place where I can actually let it grow to its intended height and width and what have you, I thought I'd get some more. So I've kind of placed them just along the front border here of the wildflower patch, so they've had a nice water now and everything's looking great. Had a little look at the seed ball situation, and I'm just see if I can find any. There's a couple, I don't know if you can see it, like right there. No, there we go. There's one of the seed balls, and there's a couple of seed balls. Not much progress yet at the moment. I think it's been about 2 or 3 weeks now since I put them on. I'm hoping now with the warm sunny weather that they're going to have a growth spurt, but there's not much to report on that front at the moment. But I'm making sure everything is wet and constantly being fed and wet, and the soil's kind of got a chance to do its thing with the seed ball. So I'm hoping in a couple more weeks I will have some more progress to show you. So this is the top section of the plot, which is really starting to come along now. What we need to do in the next couple of weeks, because it's really annoying me actually, hint hint Mr. Mindful Grower, is to get the wood chip paving done for up here and in between the beds, and then down to that that path over there. We haven't even really decided how we're going to tackle this beast yet. The dandelions are kind of holding court at the moment. Everything is just, after the snow and the cold and this kind of heat wave we've had, everything has just sprouted up, and I think has caught us a bit by surprise, because we kind of fell into a false sense of security in that we kind of had a lot more time than I think we actually do in kind of dealing with that and getting all the weeds sorted out before they kind of get a bit too difficult to manage. So that's going to be our next challenge, I think you could say. So yeah, that's one for later on when it's not so hot. And then down here we have this monstrosity still. I don't know how we're going to dig this. I think we might have to use some kind of heavy equipment to deal with it. The sun has baked it, so it kind of looks like the Sahara Desert now, and I think Mr. Mindful Grower and myself are sort of panicking slightly that we should have had this done by now, and we've let it get to a state where it's going to be really difficult to deal with. So that and that are going to be our next big projects, so fingers crossed for us that everything works out fine. And then finally, down at the bottom, we've put in all of our Charlotte potatoes, so all this section here now is our second early Charlottes, and they should be good to go. Had a bit of an issue with my bag of potatoes. I put them into a drawer and forgot about them, and then I took them out on Friday or Thursday last week, and they'd sprouted a million white arms, and there was a whole ecosystem growing in my drawer. So I've since discovered that that's a bad thing and we can't really use them. So yeah, that was a lesson to be learnt. So hopefully the ones that we've put in now will start to grow. I mean, the ground has heated up considerably with the heat wave, so I'm hoping that's going to give them a good old push. But yeah, we'll learn a lesson there with keeping potatoes in a drawer. So I thought I'd actually show you the offending potatoes. Yeah, I literally put them in one of the drawers in my hallway and completely forgot about them. And then I said to Mr. Mindful, oh, I remember that we had another bag of potatoes, so I went to get them out, and yeah, this is what I was greeted with. The video doesn't really do it justice, to be honest. There are a lot of straggly bits. We did have a bit of a Google to see whether or not these were salvageable, and some people were saying that you can cut these bits off and they should be fine, and then other people are saying it's a massive no-no and that they're basically spoiled and wasted. So I'm going to keep them for a little while. If anybody can give some advice on whether or not we can save these potatoes, then that would be gratefully received, because I don't really want to waste the money that we spent on buying them. So yeah, if you've got any advice or tips on how we can salvage these, that would be gratefully received. So that's it for this week. I think the heat has done us in now, and we're going to call it a day. But it's been absolutely glorious here, and it's been nice because everybody's been up and pottering around and catching up on bits and pieces, so it's been nice to talk to people and get an idea of what they've been up to as well. And I'm really looking forward to the giant rhubarb that we've got, and I think that's going to make some nice rhubarb crumbles, so I'm looking forward to that. So as always, thank you very much for joining us. If you do like these videos, then please do give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to both of us. Hopefully the next time we're up, it's not going to be as boiling, but hopefully now the cold weather is over, done with, thank you, and we can look forward to the rest of spring and summer. So I'm going to leave you now with some footage of the blue tits and the ever elusive goldfinch. Bye.